afternoon, everyone. How is it going? We're back with another weekly watch list. Did not make one last week. I was away, vacation, but back at it this week. Just prepped all the charts, getting everything ready for next week, preparing, and getting the game plan set. So first things first, thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate every single one of you. If you find value in the video, if you like the content, I ask that you please consider subscribing, dropping a comment, dropping a like, or sharing the video. Really, really helps me as well, and just building the channel and just doing what I love. If you're someone watching this video, I imagine you love the stock market, investing, trading as much as I do. If you subscribe, I'll happily check out your channel and drop a subscription as well. So again, thank you so much. Let's get right into the watch list. Starting off with NQ, we have supply and we have demand. So I have this 3-hour demand zone down here. And this 1-hour demand zone in it as well. So I like to look for reactions at the top of the zone. So that's going to be here at 23,124 and 23,113. Then down to 1 hour at 23,095 and 23,090. And then we have supply, going to be looking for a rejection, this 2-hour supply zone. It does stretch all the way up to the all-time high, but I'm just going to be watching these levels here at 23247 and 23267. All right, that's going to be NQ. We'll go over to QQQ, where I have the previous day high in the gray, the previous day low in the gray. That same 2-hour supply here at 561.45 up to 562.21. Looking for a reaction at these levels here. Under the previous day low, I have demand, and the next previous day low down here at 557, but going to be looking for a reaction at 557.96 and 557.84. Underneath that, I have a lot of room down to my next demand zone in the 551.61 and 551.09 area. Above the previous day high, we're at all-time highs. So I'd look for a whole psych number, not looking at any rejects, but maybe a price target up to 565 and 570. SPX, we'll go to that next. Just very simple, previous day high, previous day low, whole psych numbers. I'll be watching these levels for any action to coincide with SPY, ES, QQQ, and NQ. All right, but under the previous day low, decent amount of room down to the next previous day low at 62.61. Let's go over to ES. Looking at ES, we have 3-hour supply up here at the all-time high. Looking for reaction at 63.39 to 63.42. And then we have our previous day low, of course, here. Underneath that previous day low, I'm looking for a demand bounce. That's 3-hour demand with 6,300 in there as well at 63.10 down to 63.03 and even 6300. Okay. And then lastly, we will look at SPY. Looking at SPY, same thing. Previous day high has a 3-hour supply zone in it as well. We're looking for a reaction here at 628.17 up to 628.44. We have our previous day low here at 626.44. Underneath the previous day low, I'll be looking at shorts down to this demand zone and previous day low here at 625.02 down to 624.42, and then the previous day low at 624.15. Then, of course, underneath this low, this 3-hour demand, 623.70, we'll be looking at shorts down to my next demand support zone. It's all the way down here at 618. Now, just zooming out a little bit, this is a pretty big zone. I wouldn't expect price to move all the way down to this bottom of this wick. There was a lot of buying in this area. I just don't have any demand zones, that stretch that zone up from the 4-hour, the 3-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour, 45-minute, and the 30-minute. And that's where I mark my supply and demand. The next previous day low is when we had this, I believe it was a news wick on Wednesday, all the way down here at 617.85. However, if we keep rejecting, I would look at this fib here from this swing low to this swing high and maybe look at the bounce to 61 underneath that demand. Since the 50 is already in that demand, I wouldn't look there, but I can keep that on the chart. All right. Anyways, looks like we're bear flagging a little bit here. So we will see where the futures open up shortly. It's 5 o'clock right now. Let me double check. It's 5:10. So futures will be opening soon. They'll be opening like in the end of this hour. So I believe they open at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Let me double check. Obviously I don't trade futures. When do futures? I believe it's 6 o'clock. Let's see. 5 o'clock. Wait, futures markets typically open on Sundays. Sunday evenings with Pacific times, 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's what I thought. All right. That's what I thought. All right. we'll see what happens when they open up. I do check that as well at night before going into Monday. So thank you so much for watching. That's everything I'm watching this week. SPY, QQQ, ES, NQ, and SPX. And as always, wishing you a great week inside and outside the markets. Peace.